Couldn't find the fucking second button. What the fuck is going on? Wait a minute, something's not right here. Let me change this. We got something ain't going. All right.
What up, now? We are live.
I'll get that. How's everybody doing today? Dominic Ricci here. DJ Big Boss. We are back on another We Got Next Saturday. It is the 15th of February. And I am getting ready for a snowstorm in New York on Long Island. So not gonna be a fun day. It's gonna start snowing soon. Another Sunday morning waking up, got to hopefully not take out the snowblower, but we'll see what happens. The good news is it's the middle of February, another month of this crap, and that's it. So how you doing, DJ?
Chilling like a villain, went through a little rain over here. They got the mudslides going on.
I
So,
heard. I
just
heard.
been a
Goes
lot of
from
in
one
the
thing to
house
another,
time.
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys needed the rain more than anybody, and now it's creating the mudslides. So I hear you, man. I hear you. We've been doing. We had a pretty good week. We've been on a roll, but actually, I've been a little bit too hot that I'm afraid I'm going to jinx myself. And you know what happens when you're too hot? You got to watch yourself. But what I do is when I have a good little winning streak is I take some shots. I don't take those shots when I'm on the losing streak like a lot of people do. I don't that the bailout method I learned years ago don't work. But I took a couple extra shots today. I took probably 6 or 7 games. Um, I got 4 games I got write ups on. And I figured, what the hell, take a shot today. See how it goes. We're getting close to some, we got some real good games today. Conference
Yeah,
tournaments are going to start soon. So we're getting
yeah.
down from this Saturday on. We're really now we're in the nitty gritty, over
Yeah,
140 games today. So yeah.
it's kind of the rivals week this week. We got a lot of good rival matchups, Ole
Yes.
Miss and Mississippi, Auburn and Alabama,
Yeah.
quite a few more. But this is a real sticky time for me. I tread lightly right now. I got a money line parlay and a couple straight bets on some good edges that I got, and I'm out because a lot of these teams, even the teams that are not so well in the conference or not been playing so well, they try to leave it all on the court. Players nowadays think about getting transferred. I don't mean that they're gonna, fall out to the big teams or whatever. So if you're not on a good dog, I don't know about the favorites and college basketball. I really like to do the favorites, but it's not that time of season. You got to switch it up from here and there and there and here, and we got a little something together for you today, and we're gonna work it out. I've been doing really good the last 2 days with the money line parlays. They've been saving my life. Yesterday, they took me over a couple units, so I'm feeling good on those money line pars. And a lot of cappers will tell you, it's a waste of time, parlays, yada yada yada. But I gotta live in the now. I gotta win where I could win because I don't have an expiration date of when I'm gonna stop sports betting. I love this shit.
Yeah, that's for sure. And as far as it goes with the parlays, I mean, I used to be, as I got as more of a seasoned handicapper, I use parlays more and more. You know, I mean, they're not my main thing. I'll throw one parlay if I have 5 16s. I'll throw in one parlay, in the mix. But when you learn how to use the parlays correctly, they can be helpful. For me, the biggest thing with the damn parlays is the price, the price
Yeah.
that you're getting, and how close is that price to the true odds. It really never is. But like you said, listen, there's nothing wrong with putting together two decent, minus 150, minus 160, or minus 200 and a minus 150 together, and you get a plus price in there. Nothing wrong with that, especially like you said, in college basketball, because sometimes as we're getting this part of the season, sometimes there's teams that are just dominant, and you don't want to take them minus 10, minus 12, minus 13, but you might take them in the money line parlay minus 220, something like
Yeah,
that. So,
absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely. But like I said, you mentioned it just now, and what you were saying, you gotta change, you gotta grow, you gotta switch things up. You stay stagnant in this game. We talked about it before, especially with us older guys that have been doing this for a long time. The guys that ain't switching up, the guys that are doing things the same way, that aren't you know, adopting the young guys and the young and the more computer style of capping and the more
Uh,
information. You're gonna be behind the eight ball, man. We had it. So
yeah,
anyway, we
yeah,
could talk about
absolutely.
that for hours,
Yeah, but
but it's
I'm
a
gonna
good
let y'all
point,
know
man. It's a good point for
today.
sure.
I don't have timestamps or the times on these games that we putting up, so we're just gonna go through them.
I
I
got a
got
couple
some.
of them.
Don
Yeah.
Richie got some, but let's just jump on into it. First off,
Okay,
we got
man.
Clemson and
You have the noon
Florida
game, right?
State.
Yeah. Is
Say it
that my
again.
game? You got it
Yeah,
also, or is that
that's
me?
your game.
Yeah,
That's
man.
your game.
That's a noon game, so I think we got to do that one first. Clemson at Florida State. Look, Clemson, this is a good team, man, and they've played well on the road um, lately. Not even lately, they played well on the road, pretty much this year. What impressed me about, and at home they played well too. What impressed me about Clemson is they beat Duke, and the next week, instead of the next game, they had North Carolina, and then they beat North Carolina. To me, that was impressive to have not to have that letdown after a big win against Duke, right? So you go to Duke, you hit Duke, and you hit North Carolina. That's pretty good. That's pretty good props, on that. But and here comes there's always the but. The but is
Uh,
for me, Clemson's last couple road wins were against teams that were in the bottom half of the ACC, and what I also noticed is they haven't been on the road in 2 weeks. Now they're going into a Florida State team that's hungry, super hungry, a team that was in the mix, fell out of the mix, and now they're trying to get back in the mix. Like I said, coming down to conference tournament time, they're kind of sitting, on the bubble there about making this tournament. The thing with the ACC is only 7 teams are winning teams are over 500. The rest of the teams are terrible. So Florida State does have a shot. And for me in this game, I went with Florida State. I got them +4, -112. The game opened up at 3.5. It got bet up to 4.5, and then went back to 4. I kind of like when that happens. They're 14-10 against the spread. They're 15-9 straight up. They are off a really good win against Wake Forest, and they're off another. The last 2 games they won. One was against Wake Forest. I forget who the other one is. So they are playing a little bit better. I know they're trying to play for their coach who announced retirement at the end of the year. I just think I like Florida State. I got the points. I got 4 points. I got they're worth what I like about Florida State at home is they're ranked 32nd in the nation in forcing turnovers, and I thought that's a pretty big thing. If they could keep Clemson, from they keep Clemson turning over the ball at the rate that they've been forcing teams, I think they have a legitimate shot of winning this game outright. But +4, I like Clemson. No, just quickly, they are good, man. They're ranked 13th in the nation in 3-point shooting. 13th out of what is it, 364, 365 teams. So that's
yeah.
that's pretty damn good. And you know, but this was the thing. They're 13th in 3-point shooting, but on the road they're not as good at all. They're ranked 206th in 2-point shooting, so they're going to be depending a lot on that 3-point shot. Florida State defends it better in turnovers. I took the shot with Florida State +4, -112, and that was my first pick of the day.
There it is. There now going over to my pick right here. This is Florida Gulf Coast at Lipscomb. Big shout out to our guy Ixnezzo in the chat. He says, "Yo, let's cash it up today." He said, "No plans for him today. Might tell one or two of these going to see the Whispers tonight. Have a
Oh,
good
good,
time there, Ix. We
good,
gotta have
good,
you
good,
join
good.
us. Join us on these Saturdays, Ix, because I know you got some golf plays and
Yeah,
some
some
well,
NBA.
not too much NBA this weekend, but." Come join us sometime. But anyway, this game right here is it's kind of a new edge that I'm working on right here, and this comes from who are um, teams who are on the road, right? So it's Florida Golf Stones is on the road right here. I think they're the better team, but they're the dog in this one. So I'm gonna take them first half because they're on the road. They're a better team. They're gonna put their front foot forward and and go for it right away in the first half. So I'm not gonna wait too long to the second half or nothing like that. I'm gonna go ahead and take Florida Gulf Coast +4 in the first half. Next up,
You ain't
Houston,
screwing around
Arizona game.
with that full game, huh, man? You're on that first half. Good job. Good.
Learn that from my guy Teeks, man. Sometimes you just got to get in and get out, and you see that a lot nowadays.
Well, listen,
In that game, Lipscomb is the favorite.
what's it
They're favored
equivalent
to
to the
pull it
first
off.
five in baseball, right? Same thing.
The first
It's
five,
equivalent to the
yeah,
first five in baseball. I get you,
yeah,
brother.
yeah,
I get you.
yeah. Next up, Houston and Arizona.
Oh yeah. How about you? You did you stayed off of this game?
Yeah, I'm
2
off of
p.m.
that one.
2 p.m. game. I like Houston. I took a -1.5, -112. They lead the nation in fewest points per possession allowed on defense. That's pretty amazing stat right there. They're number one in allowing points per possession on defense. They're sixth in shooting the three. They're shooting almost 40% from the three. Arizona is 276th defending the three. And I think Houston has the better defense. I think Houston's a better team all around. I don't really have much to say. I think this. I was surprised at this point spread. I don't know if it's still the same at 1.5, but I like Houston today. I thought it was you could take them even up to 3 points. I think you could take them with feeling comfortable in this game. As far as the total is concerned, it was like 138 or so. I think this game's going to go over. I know a lot of Houston games go under, but I noticed that when they go under, it's usually in that lows 130s, like 132, 130, like 128, 130. I've noticed, and you think, wow, those are real low numbers, but they usually go under those. But today it's marked up to around 138, and I could see that over if somebody was into taking that over, but that's where I went with this game. Houston -1.5. And
There it
that's it.
is,
But
man.
these games, man, there's not much to say about these games. We've been betting these teams all year long. I know everybody knows the numbers and stuff. I don't like to bog down people too many numbers. When I throw out the numbers, I'm just trying to show for me what I looked at and the comparison and where the biggest discrepancies are. That's why I mentioned a lot lately: points, possession, 3-point shooting, defenses. That's what I've been looking at lately. It's been working so far, but like we say, just because it's working for a little lately doesn't mean it's always going to work. But that's where I'm at with this game.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth on that one because there's not much to say about these games.
Yeah, yeah,
Seriously, you just kind of vibing off of whatever you've been going off of all year, and that's why we have to continue to play. You take 1 or 2 weeks off of college basketball, and you get lost for a little while. You have to catch up.
yeah,
But
man.
this one, Kentucky is the better team rank wise in this one versus Texas, but yet and still they are the dog. And why is that? Is a question you probably ask. And the answer is mostly Texas defense in this one. So Texas defense um, is doing really well, but Texas is coming off 3 straight losses, and this is another home day. And they lost to Arkansas 70-78. They lost to Vanderbilt, which was an upset. Um, 78-86, and then they also lost to Alabama, who's the big dog. Now they're coming off of that loss to Alabama, and Kentucky's coming off a loss to Tennessee. Kentucky's coming to Texas, and Texas is new to this conference here, so this is not a general game right here. Books are leaning -3.5 for Texas, so I'm going to take Texas in this one. I'm taking Texas first half in this one because I'm expecting them to be riled up to come out and play hard early in this one. They seen what happened the last few games from them sitting on their hands, so I say they come out this time fired up and trying to get a win right here. So I
All
took
right, Gino.
Texas first half -2. Texas first half -2 for me. Next, we got the biggest game of the day right here: Auburn versus Alabama. This one is the big one. today. I think we both in on this one. Another one, just kind of going for the good. I've been taking Auburn a lot this year. I've been taking them at big lines and everything, and I'm not going to stop today. This is a rival game. Auburn's, even though it's 1-2, some people have Alabama at 4. Auburn is still 1, right? No matter how you look
Exactly.
at it. So I'm
Exactly.
going. I'm
Good
going
point.
with 1. I'm going with 1 in this one. And
Uh-huh.
and you're gonna give me a point and a half. Give me the point and a half. I take it minus 105. Auburn plus 1.5.
I hear you. I hear you. Listen, you're right. And that's the one thing I don't like about college basketball. All these damn polls. You got the AP poll, then you got the college poll, but I look at Ken Palm when it comes to those rankings and stuff. And I mean, I've been trying up until this year. I never really uh, learned enough about Ken Palm to use it correctly. I mean, of course, like everybody, I would always check it out and stuff. But I really spent some time learning, every category, and I'm still not 100% there. But I like his rankings. And like you said, he has Auburn number 1. He has Alabama. He has Alabama number 2. Florida number 3, A&M number 4, Mississippi number 5. But you're right. Listen, it's 1 against 2. First of all, I started off yesterday. We both had UCLA last night in a nice money line win. I took the minus 136. Money went against us all day. The day closed about minus 120. And I did a write up on Twitter for us on that game, which it's always good when the write ups win on on Twitter. But
Mhm.
I also we had Fairfield on a write up in that one under, and that one won also against St. Pete's. But back to UCLA, they Indiana took money all day, and like me and DJ talk about a lot. We don't let the money lines and the splits affect us really much, especially after we bet the game. I'm not big on buying out of games. I don't hardly ever do it. I can't read. I could probably take it 5 times in the last 5, 10, 6 years that I did that, if that many. So it's just something. The money splits a matter and stuff, but once you make the bet. Same in this Auburn game. Now, this Auburn game, so the reason why I meant UCLA is because I threw Auburn in. I took UCLA in a money line, and then I threw them in a parlay plus 227 with Auburn plus the 1.5. Now that game got bet up to 2.5. Now I'm seeing a 2. I kind of like when it goes up and then starts coming back down again. I think Alabama. Listen, that people are betting Alabama, and for good reason. They're, like you say, with number 1 and number 2 in the defense. But listen, Alabama's a little bit of a faster team. Alabama puts up a lot of points. Alabama has good home court advantage. So there's, good reason. And you could compare these two teams, to the, forever. But I
Hey,
just think that Auburn has a couple of things where they're a little bit better. Um, uh, First of all, they have a slight edge in threes, they have a slight edge in twos, and they don't really turn the ball over. What's not great about them, they put teams on the line a lot, and Alabama's good at the line. But I took that. I took Auburn plus 1.5, but I also added a little bit of a contrarian play this morning for a half a unit, and that's on the under. That's why it's contrarian. I took it minus minus. I took it at under 172.5 for a half a unit, and the reason why I took it for a half a unit because if this game goes back up again, I'll take it for another half a unit. It opened at 173.5. It got bet down to 171.5. Went back up to 172.5, when I took it. So now if it goes up to 173.5 again, I might add it or even higher. I might take the another half a unit on. I think a lot of people are going to want to take the over in this game. And listen, here's the reason why quickly. Both teams are really good on defense, and I don't think people. First of all, you're all getting to the 170s. That's a little coin flippy anyhow. When you start trying to go over 170, 172. But you see games going into the 80s and the 190s. I mean, so it definitely could happen. But here's my quick couple little points. Alabama's defensive efficiency, they're the 40th in the country. They're also 107th in points per possession allowed. So they're pretty good at holding teams to their points possession. They got a very good defensive efficiency ranking. Auburn not as good, but not as good on defensive efficiency, but they're still one of the top in the 1/3 of the leagues. They're ahead in a bunch of categories. One category that I love that I noticed, just I'm lucky I noticed it. Just it caught the corner of my eye. They're a bigger and taller team than Alabama, and one thing about basketball, you got a bigger, taller team. That negates some, maybe some less skill. Not that I think that Auburn's less skilled, but you can't hurt when you have a team taller and bigger with the starters compared with the starters. So that's where I went with. I took a shot with the under 172 and a half. I got Auburn on the second leg of a plus 227 parlay. So that's where we're at, man. Let's go Auburn.
Let's
Let me
go.
just mention quickly that we got some folks in the house. First of all, our boy Don Player in the house. Haven't seen Don play in a while. Love you, Don. I met Don. How we've all met Don, because Don was one of Teach's. Follow Teach a lot, and it was one of Teach's gang there. So shout out to our boy Don. Cool Gong, light it up, Dami. Thank you, Gong. You know that brings a smile to my face. Geraldo Hernandez is in the chat. Julian is in the chat. Thank you, guys. What does Julian say about Auburn here?
He
Size and
likes him.
firm.
He
Yeah.
likes him because of the size. Same thing you were just saying.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that even makes me feel better.
And
So you
I like to
mind
me, like
capper right there.
if you line all the teams up in college basketball, they look more pro fit, right? They look like they have more pro
They got
prospect
some.
players,
Yeah, yeah,
especially
yeah,
size wise. So they probably could play in this little G League All Star game thing that's going on today.
yeah. They
So
could be. Yeah, you're right
I
about
like
that.
those guys right there. But let's move on to another one.
Go
This
ahead.
one's yours, Dom. We got two of yours, and then I got my parlay at the end. So Coppin State and NC Central. Shout out to one of my guys, Dante, that comes in in the chat. He put us on fading Coppin State early in the year, and it's been a money mine. So I don't know about this one though. Coppin State has covered recently, so I don't know where you at with this one, Dom.
Where I'm at, this one is what I've been taking more than anything. If I looked at my last couple of weeks, I've taken more under totals than anything. And I'm on the under in this game. I took under 142 and a half minus 107. I would take this game if it went under 140. I would even, 139 and a half or something, maybe even 138 and a half. I would take this game. I think this game's going to go way under. Both these teams are just are not good teams. There's only one team worse in the nation than Coppin State. Coppin State in points per possession on offense. So what is it? I said 364 teams or 365. Well, there's 364 out of 365, whatever the number is. So there's only one more team worse than them, and they're 234th in total possessions per game. So they're slow, and they don't score. And the worst thing for Coppin State is they're playing an NC Central team that offensively is not good, but defensively they're number 9 in the nation. I was shocked at this one, holding opponents to threes. So this little crappy school, NC Central, does stop teams from hitting those threes. So between that, they're both turnover machines, both of them. They both rank outside of the 265th. I forget the numbers, but it was in the 265 to 270 range. Both of them in turnovers. So they turn over the ball a lot offensively. And, as far as if you was going to take a side, I think it's a flip of a coin with if you're going to take a side with these two teams. But I love the under 142 and a half. That's what I
And
took
what
on
time
Compton.
does that game come on?
That game is 4
4
p.m.
o'clock your
Eastern.
time.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna hop on that one. What you explained, your whole total cap on that game right there was spot on the rules and regulations of one of our favorite cappers under the whole thing. The whole key to it all is having one team has to be bad on offense and two teams pretty good on defense, and that's exactly what you have right there. So I'm gonna go put this in right now,
Do
and
you
I
see it?
am
What's the line
following
you
you
got?
on that. I'm getting 144 and a half.
Oh,
Ooh, a
jeez.
big juicy number. I think
You
I'm
got
gonna.
144 and a half. Wow. I got 142 and a half, and that was at Bet Online. I wonder if I'm going to open it up now. I wonder if the damn game went up. Wow. Anyhow, you got a good number.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
gonna
a
take
shot.
that right away. Yeah, I'm gonna take that in two places. I'm going to my other book and put that one in too. But I have it in one time right there.
It's always
That's
a
a great.
it's always a good number when you win.
Hey, that's a great breakdown right there, and that is exactly what we're looking for in the game right there. So I like what you got right there, Dom. Let's go to your last one, Dom. This is your last one, all the way from Hawaii.
Oh,
You
that's
see
the one. Okay,
Irvine.
all right. Let me get on that
I,
game.
in this conference right here, and this is my local conference, right? You see Irvine and a lot of these Cal State Fullertons and all that stuff is really close to me. But I try to get into it, and I don't do well in those conferences, so I don't really bet on those games. But the other conference, I forget what it is, WSG or something, with Cal Baptist. Now I do get involved with that one, but that one leads you well out of California with most of the teams in that one. But these ones are really close. You see Irvine going all the way to Hawaii, man. Every time when teams play in Hawaii, it's like you gotta evaluate that team because they can get easily unfocused off of what they're there for. That's why they had those tournaments there and all that stuff. But go
Yeah,
for it.
without a doubt. And Hawaii last week, I'm off Hawaii's last game. I took the under in that game, and for good reason. And today I'm on the under again in this game. I just got to pop it back up again. I took, let's see, was it UC Irvine versus Hawaii? Hold on one second. I took them minus. I keep on saying minus under 138 and a half minus 108. That's what I took on them, and I just got to find my spot there. Um, I took, and I also, which I didn't do write ups on. I got two other quick bets that might be. I didn't see a line yet. I got to jump on that Vanderbilt first half, by the way, quickly.
Um,
I didn't have a line. Vanderbilt has been playing really well again and been playing a lot of good teams lately, and they've been coming out the gate in the first half playing real well. The only time they didn't do it was a couple of weeks ago, but I forgot against the team, but it was one of the teams that were more on their level. They weren't playing the big teams like they are, like Vanderbilt's playing Tennessee today. Um, I
they're playing
like
Duke. I think they're
I
playing
mean,
Duke, right?
yeah. I'm sorry. And the point spread was like 13, 14 points. But I'm going to take Vandy to keep up that dominant. Like last game against Auburn, they came out and won the first half. Then Auburn put them away in the second half, and they've done that against Florida. They've done that. They even beat Florida that game. So I like Vandy in the first half. We've been taking them almost every Saturday. It's one of those coincidence trends that just freaking happen, and there's no rhyme or reason. And I don't, use it really as a reason why betting. But damn, Vandy is one of those Saturday teams like Purdue. Man, they freaking win
Oh
on
no,
Saturdays. Am I
it's not
right though?
Vandy. Yeah,
Am I-
absolutely. I love those Saturday teams. I think Auburn's pretty much a Saturday team too, but not always on paper. What time does that Vandy game come on? Oh, here we go. Vandy in Tennessee. That's my bad. Yeah, that comes on at 1 p.m. That's an early game over here. Yeah, I wanna hop on that action too because I just been sitting on the sideline watching Vandy do all this good stuff.
Yeah, you know me. I've been on them every time. I've been on them.
Yeah.
I've been on them first half a lot of games and full games some games because for some reason they don't get that love. They're always a big spread. But anyhow, and listen, Duke ain't Duke. First of all, this might
No,
even
they
be a
playing they
sneaky
playing Tennessee.
Okay,
Tennessee.
I
Oh, you
was right
talking?
about Tennessee. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah.
You know, we went against Tennessee their last game too. Or, what was it? Their last game was that the Kentucky game. I forget what their last Tennessee. Oh, last Saturday I think it was against Florida. That a lot of people were on Tennessee, and I loved Florida in that game. Tennessee has a bunch of uh, guys that were out. There was like seven scholarship guys that were hurt, and I know now. I looked at the injury report. There's two of them still hurt. I don't know about the other couple guys, but they have a lot of injury problems on Tennessee. A lot of their big guns haven't been playing, so keep your eye on that. Vandy's definitely live in that game to win that game. I'm telling you. But let me go quickly to this Hawaii game. And two, three, Yeah, I thought I had this shit organized good today. Better
Big
than
shout out.
most of the time. Go ahead,
Shout,
buddy.
Why you looking for that? I'll
I
give a
got
shout
it.
out
Go
to
ahead.
our guy Julian. He's on UC Irvine. He said UC Irvine is a wagon, but the travel to Hawaii and the Bows been home. He leans Hawaii though, and he also says that he has UNC Texas money line parlay. That's what I'm talking about. -105. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't let nobody
No,
knock you
they
off
were
your
big. They
stand.
were big favorites. They're big favorites. So listen,
Yeah, I
when you
like
have
it.
140 games, man, there's nothing wrong with finding a couple of you know, money line parlays like that. If there's 280 teams playing today, or a
Exactly.
little bit over that. But anyhow, in this game, Julian, I went with the under. Hawaii's 305th at home, shooting the three. They're making 30%, which is not great, but they ranked 16th in rebound percentage. So they're getting second chance opportunities, Hawaii. UC Irvine is 297th, and this is what I didn't like about them in turnovers per possession on offense. But they're fourth in fewest points allowed on the road and on a neutral court. But on the road, they're fourth in allowing points per possession. To me, that like the other game, those things equal up to an under 138 and a half. I'll tell you, I would take this under if it was 133 or 132 and a half, to be honest with you. But 138 and a half, I'm off an under against them on their last game with Hawaii. I just think their style of play, them and UC Irvine, we have a shot at hitting this under 138 and a half. That's what I got for you. You have another game?
I got my money line parlay. I'm gonna bust it out real quick for y'all. So first, in the first spot, I'm taking USC in this Minnesota US thing. Minnesota traveling over here to the West Coast. USC been doing great on Saturdays. They beat Michigan State and all that good stuff. So they're a big favorite in this spot. So I took USC right there. Then Washington and Penn State. Penn State is due for a win. Washington has been struggling throughout the Big Ten this year, and this
I
is a
like
really
that.
good spot after a bunch of losses for Penn State for them to come home and bring home the victory. And then, last but not least, this semi-formal Wake Forest team plays this SMU team that's just been smashing lately, and I'm gonna continue to go with them as a big favor. All three of those in a money line parlay for a plus 130 something, and I'm on that with the big schools. I might some of these I do bet a half a unit minus the spread. I might go back and graze them, but we keep all everything pure over here, so I haven't bet it yet, so I'm not gonna give it out. But yes,
Listen, that
these I have bet.
Penn State's a good look in that one game because I had that on the side as one of those leans. Penn State, they're 30th in the country in forcing turnovers at home. They're 30th in the country in forcing turnovers. They're Washington. Washington is 348th in 3-point shooting percentage. Who's home in this game? They have this thing they have this thing reversed, I
Penn
think.
State's at home. Penn State's
Yeah,
at
they had
home.
this thing. Yeah, they had this thing mixed up for some reason. They had it the other way around. I guess I wrote it the other way around because I put a little notes on this one. Penn State is 30th in the country in turnovers forced when they're at home. So they play a real good defense at home. On the road, Washington is just shooting 28.9%, so 29% from the three. That's if you go under 30%, that's not good. And then on the road, if you're shooting under 30% under threes, you got to find other ways to create some points, man. They're also ranked 348th on the road with opponents 3 points, so they don't stop the 3 point either on the road. So there you go. They don't shoot the 3 point good. They don't defend the 3 point good. So Penn State's a good not at -5.5. It's starting to get up there, but Penn State's not a bad pick at all. Just as a out of the three that I had in my head already. I like your three teamer. I like your three
Yeah,
teamer a lot.
my
Yeah.
man Julian in the chat, he said he likes it too.
Oh,
USC,
there you
Penn
go.
State, SMU, love the three teamer. Shout
Yeah, I
out to
like
our guy Julian.
SMU. You're right, DJ. They've been scoring lately. Wake Forest just had a loss to Florida State. Yeah, I like those three you put together. Um,
Yeah.
the only other game I did bet as we were coming on, I took I took the Boise State San Diego game. I split a unit. I took half a unit on the under 135 and a half, and I took a half a unit on Boise. Um, I like Boise, man. They're on a 4 game win streak. This is a revenge game against San Diego State. They're better on offense. They're better on defense when you look at compare the numbers. And San Diego State's a team that was real good. Was a year or two ago. They went real far in the tournament. They lost a lot of talent going into this year. They're a little bit of a younger team, and I don't think they're just as good. They've also lost. They almost lost that last game to San Jose State, who Boise's a lot better than, and they lost to Colorado State. So Boise, you're getting a little bit. You're getting some points. What was it, 1.5 or something like that? I'll look it up what it was, but I split the unit. I took the under 138 and a half, and I took Boise. I forgot
Mhm.
what line I took, and I'll let you know in a second. But that was just an added game that I wanted to throw out there. But there you go. Those are my games for today. It should be interesting.
Nice.
It
So
should be
I got a
interesting.
couple. I got a couple
Go
that
ahead,
I'm
buddy.
putting together. Right. I got a couple I'm putting together right now. Leading with Grand Canyon. Where if I could find.
That
Here we
Michigan
go.
State game's interesting too today against Illinois. That's an interesting game today. They've been Michigan State with all of a sudden. Remember they were playing really well. Then they went out to the West Coast. They lost that first game. I forget. I think it was against USC. And then we thought they would win the next game against UCLA. They lost both. Then they came home and they lost to Oregon. So and then
Yeah.
oh no, they squeaked that game. What game did they squeak out? Michigan State. But anyhow, they started falling off the map a little. Not falling off the map, but they started playing not so great. And it looks like they've turned it around a little bit. They might be, and I think they're a dog today. They might be a live dog, by the way. But Grand Canyon, what were you saying about Grand Canyon?
Oh, I got another little three teamer for the small schools, plus 128, Grand Canyon, South Alabama, and SE Missouri State. All those are based off, my 7.5 edge, but I can't trust nobody with the 7.5 right now. So I took a money line, just trying to gather them all together. I hate for them to all cash, and I didn't capitalize on it in no way. So I just took them in a money line par. Grand Canyon could win and cover though. They got a good shot over there. They've been doing really well. They're on the road, but it might not make the top dog in the division, so they might just run around with the crown. So I like that one as well. But also Nebraska Omaha. I haven't put this one in yet. I'm trying to. This one comes on at 5. This is my last bet of the day. I'm not betting no more after today, guys. I promise. I'm not gonna do no live bets or none of that stuff. I
No,
got
no,
about
not me either. Not today. No live bets today. Those, truth be told, when it comes to live betting, I, they definitely got the best of me. If I looked at, sometimes you hit some nice ones, but that's a tough game to play. It seems easy. I know a lot of people feel like it, but the live betting is a whole nother ball game. The one thing I did start doing, and it's just a rule that I won't pass. I'm not betting any live game that I'm not watching. That's for
yeah.
sure. That's
And
just I
then
know people do that, looking at numbers and stuff. Nope, not me.
yeah,
Not
I
me.
can't do that either.
Nope.
But I have fell victim to it just because being
Yeah, we all
degenerate and
have. That's
having
why I learned
issues.
my lesson. Yeah.
Yeah,
When I say I
and
don't do something no more, that's because I freaking lost enough
yeah,
money doing it. Let's be.
yeah,
I'm getting to be pretty good at the college basketball thing. That's because I took my lumps. That's what I learned.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not a
And my,
guy
my
who
la-
can just track. DJ. I have to have money on it, even if it's a little bet. I have to have money on it. I can't just track teams. And
mhm.
to see how you're doing with a certain cap. No, I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. My last one today is Nebraska Omaha plus 7.5. That's in my 7.5 category, but I flipped it. I just see those two teams way too even to go with the edge. It was no way I could find the edge to work, and I believed in the other team just enough to get me to the window with it. But that's all my picks for the day. It's all in. I don't got nothing else for them, Dom. You ready
um,
to call it a
what
day?
what I'm doing as we're gonna close off is I am. putting in the Vanderbilt first half. As soon as I can find it, I'm going to be putting that game in. So I'm definitely going to be putting that first half in. But Vanderbilt plus 7.5, minus 122. It's locked in, and that's just another game I put in. But I'll go over I'll go over the games that we talked about. I took Houston minus 1.5, minus 112. I took Coppin, NC Central under 142.5, minus 107. These games are split in between Bet Rivers and FanDuel. Most of them are Bet Rivers. FanDuel's the devil. It's hard to get the better line on FanDuel. That's for sure. Auburn plus 1.5. As the second leg of a parlay from yesterday's UCLA win, plus 227. And I took under 172.5, which I mentioned I took that for a half the unit. And if it goes up, I'll put another half on it. UC Irvine under 138.5, minus 108. Boise State under 135.5, minus 107. And I'm taking Boise plus 1.5, minus 106. I also took Vandy first half just now, plus 7.5. And that's what I got for you guys today. We'll be look for Who-Bangin during the week. And look on my Twitter at Dom541 or at Domigon and at Who-Bangin Sports Talk. I had a problem with my Twitter for a while. First of all, I took a break from it, and then I don't know if it was hacked or whatever, but I was having issues with my account and stuff, and I had to like refollow a lot of people. But whatever, I'm back in the mix. We're back, doing what we do. Last 2 days we put out 3 winners for write-ups. I'll be recording up some picks as much as I can during the week. Also, DJ's been putting out our shorts with our picks for the day. We try to have at least 2 or 3 or 4 picks for you almost every day. If we don't bet, you don't see no games because we didn't bet them. I say it all the time. We don't bet what we don't talk about what we don't bet. We're not doing this for content and for marketing. We're doing this for winning bets, for gambling, and hopefully that grows us doing that. But we could all use the help, fellas, with the like and subscribe and telling people about us. Somebody sent me a comment the other day saying that we're the best unknown sports cappers, in that YouTube universe. So even though we've been around a lot, our people know us, but we could use some help growing. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Absolutely.
So,
And we need some new faces. So if you want to hop on camera for us, feel free to hit us up in any of our DMs, and we'll get you on.
Julian, you ever want to come on camera? You let us know, man. We'll put a spot on you for college basketball, man. We got a lot of games coming up, and of course, as we get closer and closer, I get more and more. I'm chomping on the bit. MLB is coming. Major League Baseball is here, and I just can't wait for that sucker. But that's another story at another time.
Yeah,
DJ,
give them a couple months.
We
out of here.
A good story. No, not even a couple months, man. End of March is the first game. Like March 28th or some shit. So 6 weeks, baby.
But you don't like to bet them
the
early
month.
anyways.
First month I don't bet in
a couple months for you anyway.
Nope, I don't bet spring training, and I don't bet like the first month. I fool around a little bit, but I don't put no picks out in the first month. I got to get my feet wet. But
Look for me in those first months.
I might be out. I might be out there.
First 5 unders.
As long as you're out there and not some, as long as we see you and that pretty voice, they'll be waiting for it. Anyway,
shout out to our guy Rob Free in the house. He takes Akron first half, and also our guy Nasty Nate says, "What up, though?" In so many ways, he's out there in Foxwood. Enjoy it up.
Nate. Nasty, you're in the Foxwoods. I love that place. I love Foxwoods.
We out of here,
we'll
man.
Have to get ourselves hooked up there. All right, DJ. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m.
Same thing.
Thank you guys for joining.